Okay, in this video, I am going to, this is going to be like an additional part 2 video of how to replace the buttons on a Intex sand filter pump. And basically, I wanted to add the actual part where how to desolder the buttons and solder them back on, because in my original video I just told you that that's what I did, that I took them off and then soldered them back in. But to add a little more detail, I'm going to try to explain this as best as I can, because I'm not going to take my pump apart again to show this. But if I get a chance to get my hands on a circuit board that has some buttons on it, I will do a separate video. Or maybe in the future, I will actually take my pump apart again and redo the entire video. But for now, just to help those that need some more information for that missing part of the video, I'm just going to do the best I can to explain. So this is the actual circuit board. This is a button right there underneath there. It has 4 pins. This is a button with 4 pins, and this is a button with 4 pins. This is the soldering kit that I have. You have your soldering iron. This part is what you need to desolder the buttons. This is called a solder sucker. That's actually its name. The way it works is you prime it by pressing this, it locks it down, and it has a hole over here, and you basically will put it over the pin, and you're going to use your solder iron. Get that out. Okay, so you have to make sure your iron is hot. You're going to prime the sucker and have it ready. And then you're going to melt the solder around the pin here. And when you see that it's liquid, you're going to stick the very tip of the sucker right over the pin. And you're going to press, here I'm going to move to this button so you can see. So you're going to melt it, and then when it's liquid, you're going to press this button, and it's going to basically suck the melted solder inside itself, and that'll get rid of it out of this area. And then you're going to do that to each of these pins, and that'll desolder the button. Then you'll be able to flip this over and just either take the button out, or you might need to pry it out with something plastic, not metal, because you don't want to scratch the circuit board. And that should get rid of or remove the buttons. These buttons, as you can see, have 2 pins on one side and 2 pins on the other. Both of these pins are really just 1 pin. They just have 2 legs. As you can see, both of them are on the same circuit, whatever connector. You know what I mean? It's like this is one part of the button, and when you press the button, you're connecting it with this. I don't know what these are called, conductor line or whatever. So as long as you have your button in the horizontal, let me see if I have a button to show you. I think I had some more left over. Where did I put them? Here it is. Here they are. So if you look at a button, you will see that it has 2 legs here, or 2 pins here and 2 pins here. And when you put it in from when you install it, these two, the ones that are far apart, are one side, and these two is the other side. So when you press, you're connecting. Basically, imagine you have a wire going to this one and the wire going to this one. And when you press the button, it connects them together and makes the current go through. Same thing happens to this side. It's basically the same pin, it's just in 2 places. So you're gonna stick it in like this. The short distance between these two means that they're separate pins. The long distance here is the same pin. I mean, once you have this pin and you have this desoldered, you'll know exactly how this goes in. It will only fit this way or this way. It doesn't matter which way you put it, this way or this way. It's a very simple button. I found this video on YouTube that shows how this works, and I'm just gonna turn it on and show you. As you can see, he's melting the pin. There, it's liquid now. And now he's gonna click and see how it removed it. So that's what you're gonna do to all of these. And then to put it back in, you're gonna put the button in. You're gonna take your solder. And I'm sorry that I'm not actually doing this, but I'm hoping this is enough information for you to try it. So once you have the pins in, you're going to put your hot iron next to the pin, and you're gonna take the solder and you're gonna carefully touch it to the pin or the area around the pin, and maybe even a little bit to the iron itself to melt it. And as you do that, it's gonna pull around the pin. And when you have a bead that's around this big, that's all you need. Just remove your iron from it and your solder, and it'll harden in place. And then you do that same thing to each of these pins, and that'll do the job. One thing that you might need, I don't remember if I did this on mine or not, some solder. See how this says electrical rosin core solder. Some solder has like a flux inside it. I don't know if this one has it. But what I have is I have no idea where I got this from, but I've had this for ages. It's some kind of a grease, but not grease. I don't know what it is. But what it does is I would dip the pins of the buttons into it before sticking them in, and that helps with the solder sticking. Sometimes I use that, sometimes I don't. I don't remember if I used it on this situation. So I don't think you need to, I don't think you're gonna need to do it. This should work just fine without it. But in case it doesn't, if the solder doesn't want to stick to the pin and it pulls around it but doesn't stick to the pin, then you might need some flux. I don't know if that's what it's called, but might want to go to some kind of a, maybe on Amazon. I'm gonna look and see if I find this stuff on Amazon. I'm gonna link in the description to it. I'll also link to this soldering kit, just so you have that information. And hopefully that helps. Let me know if it works, if this video helps you, if you were able to get it done. I'll be very happy. And if not, maybe eventually I'll get around to taking my pump apart again and redoing the video. All right, thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one.